So you're interested in purchasing the all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe, but aren't quite sure which trim level is going to be the best fit for you. Well, today behind me I have the Limited as well as the Calligraphy, and we're going to do a side-by-side comparison, see what all of the key differences are in terms of features, options, packaging, and pricing, some of the color combination limitations depending on if you get a Limited or a Calligraphy, because there are going to be exclusive options to both trim levels respectively, and just generally take a look at what each vehicle has to offer for the respective price points, given these are the most fully equipped Santa Fe's that one can purchase. So without further ado, let's not waste some more time and get right into it. So first up, I want to start with all of the features and options that you're getting in the Limited as well as the Calligraphy over that of the lesser trim level. So in the case of the Limited, it would be the equipment you're gaining over the standard SEL. And of course, here with the Calligraphy, it's the equipment that you're gaining over that of that Limited. It's going to be the 20-inch alloy wheels, the dual power sunroof, surround view monitor system with blind spot view monitor, the genuine leather seating surfaces, 8-way power passenger seat with integrated memory driver seat, ventilated front seats with heated steering wheel, the nicer Malaysia headliner, heated second row seats, power driver seat cushion extension, which is also linked to the driver seat memory. The driver seat power lumbar is a 4-way adjustment instead of a 2-way. You have the remote smart park assist, the parking collision avoidance reverse. You get the side parking sensors in addition to the front and the rear. Ambient interior lighting, rain sense wipers, UVC sanitation compartment in the upper glove box, 12.3-inch LCD instrument cluster with Bose premium audio system, fingerprint recognition, Hyundai CarPlay, third row USB-C charging ports, manual second row sunshades in the rear doors, auto dimming interior rearview mirror with HomeLink, as well as a 120-volt power outlet in the cargo area. Now, taking a look at the Calligraphy, like I said, this is actually going to be a substantial step up in equipment, unlike that of the previous generation, which was mostly cosmetic, which is still the case, but you're certainly getting a lot more equipment in addition. So in terms of what you're gaining over that of the Limited that I just mentioned, you're getting the forward collision avoidance assist 2 with junction turning and all of the more advanced features within Hyundai's safety suite. So this will also come with highway drive assist 2 in addition to that forward collision avoidance 2. You get the blind spot collision avoidance assist, the 21-inch unique Calligraphy alloy wheels, premium grille finish, C-pillar assist handle, which is also found on the XRT, quilted Napa leather seating surfaces, driver's side relaxation seat, power second row captain chairs, the seat accent trim, as well as the premium interior door trim, so a nicer quality and different materials on the doors and stuff like that. Premium door sill plate, expanded interior lighting with alert warning integration. I assume this might mix with some of the safety or forward collision avoidance systems. Eco suede headliner, which is the micro suede softer touch material. Dual wireless charging pad instead of the single one found on all other trims. H signature interior lighting, 12-inch heads-up display, auto up-down all 4 windows instead of just the front 2, camera base interior rearview mirror, which is the full display camera mirror, as well as the driver and front passenger premium seatback panel with integrated storage, I assume, for the second row. And finally, covering the color combination limitations for the Limited as well as the Calligraphy. Both of these 2 trims will come with 3 different interior colors you can choose from depending on the exterior that you do get. So for the Limited, you'll get black, gray, as well as pecan brown leather interiors. And for the Calligraphy, you'll get black, gray, as well as a forest green and beige interior, which I did showcase at the 2024 Chicago Auto Show. Now, the last color combination, the brown as well as the forest green and beige, are actually limited to the exact same exterior colors for the Limited and Calligraphy, and the black and gray interiors can be had no matter which exterior color you choose. Outside of that, you do have to opt for a black or gray interior if you do want, say, the red exterior or any of the others that I didn't mention. And again, this information will be linked down in the description below and up on the screen. So take a look at the 2 Santa Fe's in front of me. On my left, I have the Phantom Black Limited front-wheel drive with the gray leather interior. And on my right, I have a Calligraphy finished in Hampton gray with the black Napa leather interior. So this will generally give you a slight idea as to what the gray and black interior options will look like between these two vehicles. However, do keep in mind, even the same interior colors do vary between these two trim levels. So even if you're comparing a gray to a gray or a black to a black interior, the Limited and Calligraphy will have different colored accents on the inside. But generally, this might give you an idea as to which one you prefer better, say the lighter or the darker option. So starting out here at the front end of each of these two vehicles, immediately you can see there's going to be a lot of difference between the exterior and interior styling. Now both of them will have the same lighting setup with LED projector, both low and high beam, the H pattern daytime running light with integrated LED turn signals, and of course that bar that connects the two headlamps together if the headlights are on or the running lights are enabled. But in terms of the grille accent, you can see the Calligraphy certainly has a lot of unique styling. Now starting over here on the Limited, you can see it does have the nicer darkened chrome that the XRT will also gain, the tinted plastic headlamp bezels, and overall it gives it a nice premium look. I really do like that darkened chrome accent versus that of the standard SEL. And then moving down below, you do have the front and rear parking sensors that every Santa Fe will come standard with. But you can see the Limited does gain a lot of the nice satin chrome trim that kind of matches the wheel finish in some regards that you really will not find on any other trim of the Santa Fe. So if you like some of these satin chrome accents, the Limited is certainly going to be the best fit for you. And then in the middle of the front bumper, you can see there is going to be more of that brighter chrome with, of course, the 360 surround view camera system in between the two active grille shutters. Now over here on the Calligraphy, you will automatically get the black Hyundai logos, which gives it a very unique accent. And then you can see the grille as well as the lower front bumper design is going to be entirely different. You still do have the body color H logo in the middle. You can see there's a lot more gloss black accents, all this trim around the active grille shutters, the lower front fascia with the dimpled accents, very similar to that of the Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. And then all the other accents here on the sides of the vehicle and the body cladding are going to be all finished in gloss black with the unique pattern insert that is somewhat of a triangular or just more premium look. I'm not exactly sure what Hyundai calls this, but to me it's very nice looking, and I prefer that grille design versus that of the square boxy nature over there on the Limited and some of the other Santa Fe's. But overall, you guys have to let me know down in the comment section below which one you think is going to be your pick in terms of these two. Now coming to the sides of the Santa Fe's as well as the wheel designs, immediately you can see the Calligraphy does get the gloss black cladding at the lower sides of the vehicle versus that of the matte black plastic on every other trim level. But backing up a little bit further before we get in talking about the wheel and tire setup, you can see the satin chrome trim here on the Limited gives it a totally unique design versus that of the other trims of the Santa Fe's, which generally just have the matte black plastic, or in the case of the Calligraphy over here, has all gloss black with none of the bright chrome work. I think this Hampton gray one over here looks fantastic, but I certainly do like the contrast that the black paint has with that brighter kind of chrome look to it. Now coming to the wheel and tire setup, you can see the Limited does have a machined in dark gunmetal insert 20-inch alloy wheel, whereas the gas Calligraphy, not the hybrids, will come with a 21-inch gloss black, kind of satin black multi-spoke design. Now believe it or not, there's a slightly wider tire here over here on the Limited. It's a 255/45 20-inch Kumho Crugin HP 71 versus a 245/45 21-inch Pirelli Scorpion MS all season, so a little bit more sporty performance option here on the Calligraphy. But interesting that that is actually a 255 tire, but tire sizes generally do vary slightly between tire manufacturers, so that is likely the case for that. Now both vehicles will have body color mirror caps with your LED turn signal integration and the cameras on the bottom for the 360 surround view monitor system. You can see the plastics are going to be different between each of these two. You have the matte versus the gloss. All of them are going to be heated blind spot detection as standard, of course. Both of them will have Hyundai Digital Key 2.0, which supports iOS as well as Android devices. And then here on the side of the Limited, you do not get the C-pillar assist handle. That's only on the XRTs and the Calligraphy, but you do get the gloss black raised roof rails up top, which gives it a little bit of additional height and personality in terms of its looks. And then coming over here to the Calligraphy, you do get that C-pillar assist handle, and then there's a better look at the overall design and aesthetic. Now coming out back, both of them will have the visible chrome tipped exhaust here on the passenger side of the vehicle. But continuing on with the front of the vehicle, you can see a lot of those gloss black accents are going to be found back here as well, including the unique dimpled rear bumper fascia. You get the black Santa Fe and Hyundai logos with that new flat aluminum look to it, and a tinted H-Track badge if you do opt for an all-wheel drive calligraphy here on the passenger side as well. So same overall lighting setup, but you do get those gloss black accents on the calligraphy. And then coming over here to the Limited, as you can see, you do get most of the same features minus the digital rear camera mirror. You get the bright Santa Fe and Hyundai logos. Not as much gloss black in terms of its the fascia at the bumper, but you still retain this gloss black here around the grab handle for the tailgate as well as the backup camera. And then you can see near the third brake light, it's just going to be the standard LED brake light without the integrated camera for that digital rear view mirror. But the wiper is still going to be located up there in the actual hatch spoiler, which nice, it keeps it out of the elements, out of the way of snow and ice buildup. Okay, so now taking a look on the interior between both these Santa Fe's, starting out here with the Limited. Like I mentioned, this one has the gray genuine leather interior, which is going to vary from the gray on the calligraphy, but should give you a general idea. Starting out here on the door panel, you do have a lot of nice soft touch materials no matter which trim of Santa Fe you do choose, including this upper section right here. You have a nice kind of faux textured wood design here on the upper section with your nice lighter gray accent padded armrests. Power windows, mirrors, and locks with automatic front two windows. You don't get all four unless you opt for that calligraphy. Two-person memory driver seat with a good amount of lower door storage. And of course, this does get the Bose premium audio system. Now coming to the driver's seat, you do only get a power driver's seat with four-way power lumbar, so you do not unfortunately get the power leg extension. That would be a button right here, as well as the relaxation function as that of the calligraphy. So you are missing some power adjustments for the driver's seat overall, but the four-way power lumbar is certainly an upgrade from the two-way and the lesser ones. And there is going to be a look at the leather seats with the perforations for the heated and ventilated functionality. And then there's a look at the dashboard. Now overall, taking a look at the dashboard, it's going to be a very, very similar layout and design versus that of the calligraphy with many of the core options and features. Now in front of the driver, you're going to find the 12.3-inch fully digital and more configurable gauge cluster versus that of, say, the SC or the SEL. You can see the fingerprint recognition is over here to the left side, so both vehicles will have that, as well as the driver attention monitor that is found in the SEL or higher. Leather-wrapped heated steering wheel finished in the gray accents with the silver design at the bottom, and of course the 4 dots for Hyundai and Morse code. Driver safety systems with Highway Drive Assist 1, Smart Cruise Control, Lane Follow Assist over here on the left side. Audio multimedia on the right side with your silver accented paddles for the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. Automatic headlights with auto high beam assist. This does have rain sense wipers, as well as the column mounted gear shift selection. To the left of the steering wheel, you do have the ambient lighting, the illumination for the gauge cluster, power liftgate, traction control off, as well as your electronic parking brake. You can see some of that ambient interior lighting here on the side, finished in the red, that is color selectable on the infotainment screen. There's a look at the Malaysia headliner with the pillar wrapped accent. So these are a nice soft touch material with the Bose silver tweeter grille up on the dashboard. As you can see, no heads-up display located here in the dashboard or out there on the glass itself. And then here for the infotainment system, this is the 12.3-inch screen with built-in navigation as well as wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You do get most of the same features, including the Hyundai Pay functionality. You can see it does have Blue Link Plus, which is free for the lifetime of the first owner with expanded benefits for certified pre-owned and used owners. And overall, this is a very easy to use infotainment system. Make sure to check out the dedicated video I have here on the channel if you're curious about what some of the functionality is as far as that goes. Heated and ventilated front seats with heated steering wheel, like I mentioned, dual zone automatic climate control with a third zone fan speed control for the XRT or higher. Drive mode select, engine stop start, hill descent control. Overall, that's just some of the functionality. This is not an all-wheel drive unit, so it does not have the center differential lock that would be found on an all-wheel drive version. You do have the single wireless charger pad and Hyundai digital keypad here on the left side. Calligraphy adds the dual wireless chargers, but you still get the UVC sanitation in that upper glove box compartment there. Remote smart park assist here on the proximity key fob. Nice padded center console with an LED light inside. It is the dual open version, so you can open it from the front and the back. There's the headliner once again with the dual power sunroofs up top. So you do have the separated design, and this one opens and closes here in the front seat. That is just a fixed with a power shade for the second and third rows. There's the auto dimming interior rearview mirror with garage home link on the bottom. BlueLink SOS, touch sensitive overhead LED lighting, and there's the sunroof and power shade controls that I just mentioned. So that's a quick look here at the front seat. Let's go ahead and take a quick look out back, show you some of the features and amenities back there. So here in the second row, you do still get all of the same materials as the front. So soft touch here on the door panel, 3-stage heated outboard seats. There's the manual rear sunshades, and then 2 cup holders as well as a little bit of additional storage. Now the big difference here in the second and third rows is the fact that the Calligraphy comes with the captain chairs, where all other trims of the Santa Fe as of the 2024 model year comes with the bench second row seating. So with that, you can obviously fit 1 additional passenger here in the second row. You do get manual and partially power adjustments. So this is your manual recline. This is your power release for the fold functionality. And then here's your power release to gain access to the third row. Now, unfortunately, there is a box back there, so I can't show you the third row in this particular vehicle, but we will jump in the Calligraphy and show you the seats back there. Now, jumping inside the second row, there's a better look here at the front dashboard. Out back here of the Limited, you're still going to get the USB-C charging, the cargo bin for the lower storage section. There's the map pockets, if you will, with the cargo hooks on the backs of the seats. B-pillar AC vents, which is a very nice feature, as well as the overhead LED lighting with grab handles. And that is pretty much going to be it in terms of all the features. Of course, both vehicles will have the center armrest with additional cup holder storage. But yeah, that's really basically going to be it. You get the bench seating with the manual recline as well as the slide functionality, so you can pull the levers underneath the seat and still have all of that sliding to do. But over there in the Calligraphy, that's where you're really going to get all the nicer power and manual adjustments for the second rows, which is really kind of unheard of for this segment of SUV. Now moving over here to the Calligraphy, once again, this one has the black Napa leather interior, but you can get a gray as well as a beige and green two-tone, which I have showcased in some of my other videos here on the channel. Now, immediately taking a look inside, you can see there are going to be some key differences when it comes to not only the materials, but also some of the design colors and accents. So you still have the nice soft touch upper section with the padded armrest, but you can see this middle section that integrates the door handle as well as the driver's seat memory is going to be totally darkened, kind of a very dark chrome with this vertical textured portion right here. There's the 2-person memory driver's seat. And like I mentioned, this does have 4 windows as all automatic up-down instead of just the front 2 on all of the other trim levels. You do have the same power folding mirror controls, which also is found on the Limited. There's going to be the Bose premium audio system. You can see more blacked out trim with the white Bose logo. And there is going to be the lower door storage. The door sill plate is going to be a totally darkened chrome trim as well to kind of match some of the door materials and accents throughout the interior. And there is going to be the Calligraphy exclusive power driver seat with the relaxation function. So you can see many more buttons, including the leg extension, which you can control by itself, in addition to the 4-way power lumbar, also found on the Limited. And there is going to be the dedicated relaxation button, which is basically a one-touch function that will extend the leg cushion as well as recline the seat back and everything like that. So if you do get a hybrid Calligraphy, I do believe both front seats have the relaxation function, but unfortunately here on the gas-only models, it's only going to be on the driver's side of the vehicle. And you can see there is the Napa interior, slightly different pattern and stuff like that, but it is going to be a much softer material as a whole. And there is going to be a look at the dashboard. Now here on the inside of the Calligraphy, the overall design and dashboard layout is going to be very similar to the other models, obviously with just a handful of more features. So in front of the driver, you get the same 12.3-inch fully digital instrument cluster, has your blind spot view monitor, all that stuff. So really this is going to be unchanged from that of the Limited. There's the driver attention monitor. And then in terms of the steering wheel, it's going to be a slightly nicer, softer leather wrap steering wheel with the integrated seam around the outside, I believe for a 2-tone effect, depending on the interior color combination you do get. Just like that of the Palisade Calligraphy, there's going to be 1 color on the outside, 1 color on the inside. and I believe that is going to be the same for the Calligraphy outside of the black interior. Now, in terms of the steering wheel controls, pretty much identical with the black accented finishes and buttons, including that 4-dot logo here in the middle. You do get Highway Drive Assist 2 instead of Highway Drive Assist 1, so a little bit more advanced with the automated lane changes when you do turn on your turn signal. There's the audio multimedia controls on the right side. Black accented paddle shifters for the 8-speed dual clutch on the back. Automatic headlights, auto high beam assist. Same rain sensing wipers with your gear shift select on the lower column. To the left of the steering wheel, you do have, once again, more black accented buttons with the same controls for the power tailgate, traction control, gauge dimming, as well as your electronic parking brake. There you can see the ambient interior lighting in a different color that I showcased in the Limited. Fingerprint sensor. There's the suede headliner with the A, B, and C pillar trim. And there's the darkened Bose tweeter grille. And then out there across the dashboard, you can see the heads-up display, which is located here in the dashboard, as well as projecting up on the actual glass itself. That can be configured and customized to your liking. In terms of infotainment system, I think this is going to be identical to the Limited. Once again, built-in navigation, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, BlueLink Plus, all that good stuff is going to be found here as well. Same dual zone automatic climate control up front with controls for the fan speed out back, heated ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel. This one is an all-wheel drive Calligraphy, so you do get the 4-wheel drive lock, which also will be found on the Limited if that one were all-wheel drive. Drive modes, I believe, are going to be the same: normal, sport, my drive, as well as snow mode. And then here in the center console, the one addition for the Calligraphy is going to be the dual wireless chargers. So the left side has Hyundai digital key as well as wireless charging integrated right here. And then this is only going to be wireless charging with that sensor over there. So dual wireless chargers, pretty cool to see in production vehicles. But outside of that, you still have your UVC sanitation compartment up there. Still have remote smart park assist here on the key fob. Same center console here with a little bit of trash inside. There's the nice soft touch material on there. And then storage is going to be found down below as well. Now, coming back to the headliner, once again, this is the nicer kind of micro suede material that you will find in the Calligraphy Palisade LED Vandy illumination. This does have the fully digital rear camera mirror as part of the Calligraphy with HomeLink on the bottom. So if you want to adjust a couple settings, you can hit that button right there, brightness, where the crop in view is located, and that is pretty much it. And it is going to be a normal auto dimming mirror if you flip it down like that. Overhead touch controls are going to be the same with your power sunroof as well as rear power sunshade. And there is going to be the power sunroof with the sunshade out back. So yeah, that's a look at the front seat, just a handful of different materials and stuff as far as that goes. Now let's go ahead and take at the second row because that is really where a lot of the big changes occur for this model. Now here on the side, you can see you do have the integrated grab handle. It is locked currently at the moment, but I have showcased that in some of my other videos. And then taking a look at the second row, obviously all the materials are going to follow through from the front with the manual sunshades, heated outboard captain chairs, and the Bose premium audio. But the captain chairs themselves, well, it's a totally different seating configuration, but are going to be mostly powered, which is not even found in vehicles like the Palisade. So awesome to see that Hyundai has integrated this in a vehicle under the $50,000 price point. And you see those power controls are located down here. So this bottom one basically tilts the seat cushion up and down for a little bit of additional leg support. And then this other one basically reclines and adjusts the seat back with a power mechanism. And that is going to be basically it for the power adjustments. There is going to be a manual slide lever at the bottom, and you can also use this button right here to unlock the manual side lever, so you can actually push the seat forward and backward just by holding that button. And then once you release it, it will lock it back into place in the nearest position. So if you don't want to grab that lever at the front, simply hold that button down and that will allow you to slide the seat forward and backward. Now stepping inside, there's going to be a quick look at the front dashboard. Amenities are going to be really very similar as well. USB-C charging, there's your pull-out bin for storage. You have these same matte pockets. There's the grab hooks for a little bit of additional hanging storage. And there's going to be the AC vents on the B-pillar with a little bit of darkened black trim specific to the Calligraphy once again. Now taking a look at the captain chairs, They do also have manual armrests. They are the ratcheting type, just like that of the Palisade, so you can adjust them to get comfortable in your seating position that you would like. You do not have the wing out headrests, so these are normal height adjustable headrests. You can simply raise them up and lower them down with the button on the side. And there's a look at the big piece of glass for the second and third row occupants. So I think it is very cool that these are going to be power adjustable and do have the option for the captain chairs, as you can use the middle of the seats for ingress and egress to the third row, especially if you have smaller children or pets, animals, stuff like that. But it might also be an option that you don't want the calligraphy if you like the more traditional bench seat, which gives you a totally flat third and second row floor if you're hauling cargo or items such as that. So do keep that in mind, is that you will have a space between the second row captain's chairs when folded down, and obviously when upright as well. Now, when it comes to ingress and egress to the third row, there's actually a slight drawback, in my opinion, to opting for the calligraphy with these power adjustments. You have the same button at the top to gain access to the third row, so basically it'll slide as well as tilt the seat forward, but since it's a power motorized system, you can see just how slow that mechanism is to retract the seat forward versus the entire kind of spring-loaded one motion in the limited and the lesser models. So do keep that in mind, but you have the same amount of room to get access to the third row, and then to put the seat back, you basically push that button, pull the seat back, and it will basically go back to where it was when the button was pressed. Same USB-C charging, AC vents back here. Armrest is still going to be hard plastics with overhead LED lighting. And there's the same controls on the passenger side of the vehicle. And like I mentioned in several of my other Santa Fe videos, this is not a huge third row. So if you're a larger adult wanting to do this all the time, I would not recommend the Santa Fe as a usable third row on a daily basis. Definitely step up to at least the Palisade or check out some other vehicles in the segment. But if you're needing this for an occasional basis and plan to keep the third row seats folded down for cargo area, then this is certainly a vehicle you'll probably want to take a look at, given the overall usable space behind the second row seats on a day-to-day basis. So third row is usable on an occasional basis or for very small children. But if you're looking to haul around adults or maybe even teenagers, stuff like that, probably not going to be the best option for you. But you certainly do have a ton of headroom back here and still some usable cargo space behind the third row when it is upright. So taking a look at the trunk and cargo area here in the calligraphy model, since there's a few less accessories, with the third row seats folded up, you can see it does take up a lot of the available cargo room, but there still is a little bit of space if that is enough for you. Subwoofer, 12-volt outlet, power release, second row seats. So we can go ahead and try this here in this particular one. You can see it is a power folding mechanism, which is again a little bit slower than that of the spring-loaded design. You can see it did hit the front row seat, so they do need to be back far enough for that. Anyways, beneath the floor of the gas models, you do have the storage for the retractable storage sunshade, as well as your roadside toolkit and additional open space. If you do get the hybrid, just note there will be a big box back here with a small battery in it. So you cannot store the retractable cargo shade back here, unfortunately, with those models. And then underneath the vehicle, there is going to be the temporary spare tire hanging down there, which is pretty easy to access. So yeah, that's a look here at the calligraphy models. Not really much different in the back. And then finally wrapping it up here with the passenger front seat. You do get a power passenger seat, however, you do not get power lumbar. So you can see it just has the normal power adjustments there. Of course, still heated and ventilated, with the dual storage glove box up here via that button right there. So yeah, not a huge difference here on the passenger side of the vehicle, really no difference. Still get the power passenger seat. But now let's go ahead and pop the hoods, go over the different powertrain configurations available in both of these two trim levels, and then finally cover the pricing information for the vehicles seen in this video. Now, under the hood of both of these two trim levels, you're gonna have the option for two different powertrains. The standard 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with the 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission that puts out 277 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, either through the front wheels only or all four wheels if you do option all-wheel drive. Now, newly available for 2024 is the hybrid calligraphy, as the limited was formerly available in the top trim in the hybrid for the previous generation. So now for 2024, you can get the hybrid powertrain in the SCL, limited, or calligraphy in both front wheel drive or all wheel drive, which is also a new option for this next generation. So if you're looking for a front wheel drive calligraphy hybrid, those are in theory gonna be available out there, probably in fairly limited quantity, but you can get that hybrid powertrain, which is a carryover from the previous generation. However, Hyundai has now made it available here in the top calligraphy spec with just a few small changes, including smaller 20-inch alloy wheels instead of the 21s found on the gas model. Now, the biggest advantage to get a hybrid over that of the 2.5-liter turbo, despite being a little bit down on power, is going to be the fuel economy. Now, versus the 2.5-liter gas, there's going to be about a 15 mpg advantage for the hybrid, which is a substantial increase and bigger than that of the 2023 and previous generation Santa Fe from the gas to that of the hybrid. So overall, mid 30 mpg for the hybrid Santa Fe here in this next generation is fantastic, and only comes at a cost of $500 in terms of an MSRP. So to me, with the hybrid, obviously you get the 6-speed torque converted automatic transmission. So if you don't want the dual clutch, then the hybrid is certainly going to be the one you want to look at. But you do lose a little bit of towing capacity at 2,000 pounds for the hybrid versus 3,500 pounds for the standard 2.5-liter turbo. So there are some kind of trade-offs there in that regard, but I think the hybrid is certainly going to be a compelling option for those that want substantially better fuel economy, don't need to tow anything, and want the 6-speed torque converted automatic transmission. So finally, to wrap up this video with the pricing information for both of these two models. Now, obviously that is a limited front wheel drive. This is a Calligraphy all-wheel drive, so it's not equals apples to apples comparison, but a limited front wheel drive will start in the mid $40,000 price range, including destination, plus any additional accessories or extra cost paint color. And a Calligraphy is going to run you $3,150 more, no matter front wheel drive or all wheel drive. And then do add that $500 additional charge for a hybrid in any of the available trim levels. So Calligraphy gas all wheel drive, like the one I'm sitting in, actually comes in just under $50,000 by a couple bucks. But most of the ones I think you'll see out there are going to be just over $50,000 due to the accessories or the extra cost white paint. Now, ultimately, it's going to come down to you as to whether or not you think the $3,150 price increase or premium is going to be worth it over that of a limited, either in a hybrid or a gas vehicle. But I do appreciate Hyundai for offering the Calligraphy now in the hybrid powertrain, because I think with this generation, there are going to be a lot of people out there who either shy away because of the dual clutch transmission or just want the additional benefits of the fuel economy that will want a fully loaded Santa Fe in the top Calligraphy model. So great to see that is available. That will probably run you around the $52,000 price point with all-wheel drive in the hybrid vehicle in a top fully loaded Calligraphy. But again, that comes down to accessories and the extra cost colors. So you guys will have to let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think the over $3,000 price difference between each of these two vehicles seen in today's video is a worthy price adjustment for the additional styling benefits, the features that you're getting, and everything like that? Or would you rather save the money and stick with the limited because you either like the exterior appearance or some of the features and options that come on that vehicle, and simply don't need everything that you want in this Calligraphy? I know there's a lot of people out there that simply want the Calligraphy due to the captain chairs in the second row, and I personally don't blame you for that, but I think the limited is certainly going to be a solid offering as long as you're okay with the styling and the feature set that it does have to offer for the mid to upper $40,000 price range, again, depending on how it is equipped and everything like that. So let me know that all in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate the support. If you guys enjoyed this video and or found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button below. It greatly helps out the channel, these videos. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to check out some other videos I have here on the Santa Fe in this newest generation or the previous generation here on the channel. Consider becoming a channel member if you just want to support us a little bit further and gain earlier access to some of my unreleased videos. With all that being said, I appreciate the support and I hope to see you guys in the next one.